Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Atson Hoffer studio. It is the Wade and Carter show. Ash Brent, Commander in the house, expecting a guest today as well. We'll talk Texas Republican Party a little bit later on.
You yawning?
No, I think that was the Commander.
I saw Rena. Good morning, Rena.
Morning, Rena. Ricky King, Marvin Mickish, and Mark Kurtz on the podium this morning. Thank you to everybody checking in. Somebody was asking if they can get us in the goalie ad area, and I believe 100.1 FM, part of the No Bull Network, covers DeWitt and goalie ads. So
100.1 on the No Bull Network. It's been great.
So thanks to everybody in the No Bull Network that checks in. Thanks to everybody on the Mothership Magic, and of course all the viewers on Facebook and YouTube.
What's your guy's name over there at the No Bull Network?
Egan.
Now, does he actually listen to the program?
I believe he does. Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Egan.
Once in a while. Yep.
Yeah. Cody says not a chance.
Highly doubtful.
He ain't listening.
He's probably still sleeping, to be honest. Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, with all this rain, he's like the emergency management coordinator in up the Hallettsville way. So he's probably monitoring all the rain up that way that they've been
getting. I tell you what, if you go like north and west of San Antonio, well, just don't, because it is flooded.
Tornado in San Antonio the other day. Bob Bianchi, remember Bob?
Mm-hmm.
Former police officer here and our sheriff's deputy, and I think he worked for the DA for a while. He was on one of the interstates in San Antonio and was stopped and had video from his phone of a tornado going across San Antonio the other day.
And the one I saw
in
was
northwest part of
it. It wasn't particularly organized. It just looked like you remember those things we used to call dust devils?
Yeah.
I can remember being in Little League and like throwing your hat up in it. It would go way up in the air and then fall down out in the outfield. And that's kind of what this thing looked like. It was just like whipping through there. Like it was really, and then you'd see big sparks.
Yeah, popped a couple of transformers.
Craziness, man.
Yeah, thankfully nothing like that this way, but I mean,
in other news, insurance rates in San Antonio skyrocket.
I mean, the one good thing is it's filled the lakes and reservoirs.
You just made me think about the three things. It's the three things. One, that's the thing. The one thing. Then two, that's the other thing. And then three,
the final thing.
Yeah.
We're huge in Durham, North Carolina this morning. P. Strauss checking in. Bobby Leister, Arena Scherer, Linda Christ, Scott Tomko, Mark Kurtz. So he was on the podium. Already mentioned him. Tammy Keeling checking in. Andrew Alvarez, Scott Snow, Greg Garcia, Mark Zapata checking in. Lisa Poole, the usual gang of suspects. Thank you all. Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the great folks at AT Deerland Hayfee and Ranch Services. Good morning, Marina.
It is 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies in Victoria, Texas. Little chance of rain about 11, and then again this afternoon around 4. Really just cloudy. Spotty showers today with a high of 89. The dead of summer. Hello, Marina. Enjoyed spending time with her last night.
Lisa Poole says it tore up the rim. What's that?
You're the second person. Commander Cody had several folks that told him that the rim was torn up. The rim being that area, I-10 up around La Cantera.
Yep.
You're there's a medical center up there.
Most importantly, there's a Bass Pro Shop.
True story. It's kind of that section of I-10 where I-10 runs north. Mm-hmm. We think of I-10 as being east and west, and it is predominantly, but it's in San Antonio. It's always blown my mind how you can be on Highway 87, Highway 90, I-35, 410, and like 281 all at once.
Right.
And until you I see my travels in, that is so selfish, Mom. I see my travels in map view. I pick, if I'm on 610 loop in Houston.
Yep.
And we're talking. You'll say, well, where are you? I'm at about 10 o'clock on the clock face, and San Antonio is just one of those cities that you have to get comfortable that you're on 410, 35, Highway 90, 87, all at once. So you know why? So here's what you need to know. There's my dear mother checking in today. Totally contra to the basic formation of the program. Today is my mother's 88th birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom. I hope when I'm 88 that I've got something better to do than listen to one of my kids on the radio at 88. I just hope to make it to 88.
So that's like 2 years from now, right?
That's the way I feel. Yeah. Happy birthday, sweetheart. We're going to celebrate her later today.
Good. So seeing that Medina Lake is about 20% full, Lake Corpus Christi up to about 35% full.
They're both going to go up. They're both going to go up. Look at there.
That's good.
How about that? We have multiple guests.
Today. Did not know this one was coming in. So
come on. I did. I should have. Yeah, I have it noted somewhere.
I was going to look and see the latest from
we're
the
Iran
Iran
really
war.
Adjust the microphones.
Yeah. Apparently JD Vance was on the Joe Rogan show yesterday and talked a little bit about what was going on in Iran and said that he said the war cannot be won through military force alone, and defended continuing diplomacy with Iran, saying that you can bomb them, you can take away their radar, you can take away some of their drones and their missiles, but it's just too easy to fire at ships in the Straits of Hormuz. Iran yesterday also threatening to disrupt oil shipments in the region, not just in the strait anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how they do that.
I don't understand the deal. It's almost like Iran says, well, if you're going to bomb us, then we're going to bomb all your friends so that they're mad at you.
And then they go and release an American hostage who they've held for about 2 years, which again,
yeah,
it's just I don't quite get it. The U.S. meanwhile apparently hit a commercial vessel that was heading towards Karg Island yesterday, saying that it was violating their blockade of Iran, and so we're not going to stand for that either.
There you go. We're not going to take it.
We're not.
Since later we have to talk politics. Get to talk politics. Let's take a moment and just enjoy the symphony. Kimberly, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Tell us what's going on. I don't understand. Did you look at, I'm in a cap, Ash is in a t-shirt. This is the best we can do at 7:00 in the morning. You are up, you are made up, you look fantastic. What I know by this time.
We're joined by Kimberly Tomasic, the executive director of Victoria Symphony.
She is such a veteran of the program. It's not like she said, ooh, I've got to get all made up to go see those idiots.
Well, if we were just on radio, she might show up in a ball cap and a t-shirt.
I'm having a flashback to Mary Tyler Moore on the Dick Van Dyke Show. Oh, Rob, she was always up and dressed and had on the little necklace and everything. Are you an early riser by?
I am a morning person, definitely. About 2:00, I'm crashing really hard. Need the second cup of coffee to make it through. 9:00, I'm in bed for the night.
So do you want forever daylight saving time or no?
I like the longer days with the sunshine. I don't like it when 5:00 because I'm still at the office working.
Would you have a problem going to bed while it's still daylight outside?
No,
me either.
No. Now I will be outside a lot more because you can take a walk when you get home. You can work in the flower beds.
I like it.
I'm definitely, when I'm in the office all day long, when I want to go home is be outside. So
Kimberly T, prairie woman. I can make biscuits in my Dutch oven in the backyard. Whatever.
That's my husband.
On the open fire, I can churn my own butter.
That's my husband. He is a Dutch oven. He has a cobbler that is amazing. And we used to do Dutch oven cook-offs at our church.
Gluttony
in
is
Canyon
a sin.
Lake. No, well, if you look at him, he doesn't look like a glutton.
Because he runs like 70 miles a week.
And does jiu-jitsu and walks. He's in D.C., the capital, right now.
Exactly what you want in a church pastor.
24,000 miles.
He's either going to get you to understand his friend Jesus or whip your tail with jiu-jitsu.
Choke it into you.
Right, absolutely. Nobody said it had to be easy.
No. But I am a morning person, and I like to get into the office early before the phones ring. And and get things done so that when people come in, I can
tell us what's going on with the symphony.
Oh, wow. So we have an amazing season. It's a little sooner this year. It starts August 29th, which is 2 weeks earlier. That's why I'm here earlier. But we are doing a symphonic tour around the world, and we are bringing guest artists from around the world, and we are doing performances and different pieces that are from around the world. And so we're going to start this season off on August the 29th at the Fine Arts Center. And we are going to be going to Russia, China, and Finland. And
Very cool.
We are trying to do, it's called mini cultural exhibits in the foyer before the concert starts, so that you can experience the food, the wine, the flowers, the northern lights, the different architecture before you ever step into hearing the beautiful orchestra play.
Tell you what, you guys have really taken the symphony to the next level with the multiple sensory experience. Like, it's not just going and sitting and listening to a
music,
concert. Yeah. It's an entire evening of that's really cool.
Well, we want to bring the world to Victoria. And Victoria has a special thing with the symphony. No city our size has a symphony like us. And we have people from Dallas and Austin that play in huge symphonies, and they come here and they play. And Victoria has, easy access. You don't have to pay for parking. There's so many wonderful things. You can drive home in 10 minutes and be at your house.
Right.
And so, it really is. We reach 13 communities around Victoria. And so we have our season. Now, we also have a little different concert without the symphony called the Lost Shaker of Salt Jimmy Buffett Tribute.
Nice.
That's going to be at the community, Gary Moses Community Center. On September the 17th. It's a Thursday evening, and they're going to come in and play for about 90 minutes. And you can enjoy them.
Awesome.
I know there's a lot of Jimmy Buffett parrot heads.
Yep. Can't help it. Yeah.
And those tickets just went on sale on Tuesday. So you can go on our website and go into events.
VictoriaSymphony.com and buy your tickets.
Yes. And they're $50 or $100, depending on if you want reserved seating or just open general.
Like, if you want a chair, $100.
No.
If you want to rush, if you want to be in the mosh pit,
if you want an upfront seat, food and drinks, $100. If you just want
it's a great experience.
50. Yes.
And that's for the Jimmy Buffett
yes.
tribute.
Yes.
Nice. How much are season tickets for the symphony?
So if you buy season tickets, depending on if you're a senior student or adult, we have different tiers. You can range between $22 a ticket to $35 a ticket. There's about a $13 savings if you buy the season ticket.
Oh, that's nice.
After that, they range from about $35 to $55 per single ticket, depending on your age and where you sit. So it's really the best deal in town.
And how many shows this year on the season ticket?
There are 5. There are
go.
5. And you get the music of the Rolling Stones. That's our pops in
It's
January.
really fun stuff,
Yes. And if you love the music of Queen, it's done by the same people, which we had 2 years ago, and they're phenomenal. They get the audience involved on the stage, singing the songs, going after it.
It makes perfect sense. You do Queen for a while, and then when you get old,
then you have
the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Yes,
Perfect sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you get all of those where if you buy single tickets, the Rolling Stones could be sold out.
Yeah, that one's going to be.
That'll be a big show.
And so you want to come
really
and
big
experience, like I said, that's Britain. We're going to London, that concert, but we're going to be going around the world. You want to check us out. We even are doing a different educational concert this year. So we usually do Peter and the Wolf for our students. That's what we give them to introduce them to the orchestra. And we are doing When Instruments Roam the Earth. We saw the Houston Symphony did it last season, and we are bringing it to Victoria this season for our kids. So we have a lot of great things. We are trying to engage our community, show them that the symphony is not for the elite, but for all, and that we can help them. You can talk to a real person. We can walk you through it. You can come in the office at 405 East Loma Vista. You can go to the website.
That's right in the corner, Navarro and Loma Vista.
Yeah, we have a great spot, and the venue is wonderful. We have a very wonderful venue for kids. Spectacular. $6 and $8. It's a costume, dress up. It's on the 15th of October. We have Full Force Gymnastics who's teaming up with us this year. So again, another local collaboration. The Green Cow will be at every single concert this season.
Now, tell me about the Green Cow. Is that the mascot?
Well, no, it's our ice cream creamery here in town, downtown. They're making 3 flavors to go with our different countries that we're traveling
Spectacular.
to. Yes. So we have an action pack. We have so many. I think we have 9 concerts.
The Russian ice cream tastes like borscht.
Right? Cheese curds.
I think it's called the White Russian.
Oh, that's nice. Hey, very exciting stuff.
Yes.
And I mean, I can remember that when I was a kid, TV was black and white. There were 3 channels. I was the remote control. But the CBS evening movie, the movie that came on right after the news, I can remember when I put together that melody that they played da-da, was actually being made by people with stringed instruments. And because we didn't have in Victoria, Texas at that time in the 60s, you didn't know about the symphony. Yeah. So to be able to take your kids and say, those sounds you hear, the things you hear on the radio, like, look at that. That's people doing that right in front of you. That's really cool.
Yes.
What are you looking at, Asher?
Nothing. I was trying to pull up the.
He's
Victoria
paying
Symphony.
his taxes over here. So, well, we always appreciate you coming by. VictoriaSymphony.com.
Yes.
Go in, buy your tickets, support the symphony.
Or call us at 576-4500 or come by and see us at 405 East Loma Vista. We are available to answer the phone between 9 and 4, Monday through Friday. And you can come see us in person too.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. If you're going south on Navarro and you get to Loma Vista, it's right there on the right. It's on the corner of Navarro and Loma Vista. There's a really nice sign, and there's always kind of an uplifting message on their signboard there. So we always love it when you come by. You're full of energy, and you obviously have a passion for what you do, and the creativity never ends. Like, they're always doing something new at the symphony, and we're proud to be a part of it. So I hope this gets you some more.
Well, I have a great board. I have great staff, great sponsors. Victoria really supports us.
There you go,
and
folks.
I have great patrons. So
she needs a raise. Give her a raise.
Maestro Darylone still involved, coming back.
31st year.
Nice.
31st year. Absolutely.
That is awesome.
Thank
we
you.
are lucky to have a
Kimberly,
maestro of
your
his
names on there. Like, you just have you have arrived. You're right there. You're wedged in between Bob Ross and Mr. Bill. In front of the G.I. Joes, you are it's a gaggle of humans. So thank you so much, friend, for coming in. Tell your wonderful husband we said hi, and I'll give you a screen so you can walk straight out.
Thanks, Kimberly.
Folks, USA Foundation Repair encouraging you to level your home. Don't deal with creaking doors and cracks in the sheetrock and cracks in the foundation. They can lead to problems with your plumbing. Call USA Foundation Repair today.
And they'll come out and do a free estimate.
578-HOME. Post Caldo Wednesday, Thursday, today at Veracruz. Everything on the menu except Caldo. Get in today for the best queso, guac, chips, hot sauce. It's the best. I will be there at noon. Allen's Wrecker Service, 578-6300. Allen's is your go-to tow-to if you've got a problem anywhere in the Crossroads region, not area, region. Calhoun, DeWitt, Goliad, out in Refugio. They have a depot there. Gonzales. If you have a problem, call Allen's Wrecker Service. And then White Wing Materials. Tell them about it.
Yeah, if you need quality topsoil, fill, they've got you covered. They can load it fast. They can deliver it. They're dependable. They've got great service, very competitive pricing. 361-920 SAND is the number to call. If you want to do a little top dressing in your yard, give Clayton and the guys a call, because sand is probably a better material to do that than dirt. Yeah. It allows the water to go down into the roots, especially after you aerate, and it helps level off your yard a lot quicker.
I don't have all of the details yet and may never get them, but I'll share with you what I know. They did some gratis work at Victoria West High School, recrowning like a practice field I think they used sand to do so.
Nice.
Put it in, move it around with a little Bobcat, and move it around and get it where it's going. What's the Atzenhofer Chevrolet car of the week?
It is a
Did you call them 920 sand?
I did.
920 sand.
Give him a call.
Not 920 dirt, not 920 soil. Sand. 920 sand.
This is a great car if you're looking for something for your kids to go back to school.
It's the Ford Escape.
You've got a new driver. It's a 2025 Ford Escape or Escape, depending on your preference.
On your dialect.
Yep.
It's only got 8,800 miles on it.
That's it. Under 9,000 miles, and it is under $23,000.
And that's
$22,126 is the
That's
Atzenhofer
good
price.
to go.
Yep, that's it. So if you're looking for a great car, I can actually share this on the screen, and you
That's
can
a
take a look
good-looking
at it.
little
I should
car.
have done this already, but I didn't. But here we go.
We forgive you.
Sometimes. There we go. There it is. Take a look at that. Beautiful vehicle.
Yeah, folks, you see that
Gray
kind of technology
color.
right there? You won't be seeing that come Monday because Ash is going to be coming to us remote from somewhere in Oklahoma. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. You don't need to.
Yeah,
There's Torn Bales checking in. Doug Kidder.
undercover brother.
Yeah.
That's it. We're done with that now.
Yeah, we've announced that.
Okay, great.
I don't think the folks, so the mothership, like Magic 95.9,
Noble Network, you won't notice a difference.
you won't even notice a difference. It won't be anything. Let's see what Katie Jackson's telling us. I'm locked out. I'm lost.
Uh-oh.
I'm outside. How do I get in?
The door's open.
The door's open. It's the
She
one
doesn't-
door.
She can't hear
Kimberly just went through it. I'll go get her.
Okay, go get her. Hate to see
Thank
Cody
you
have
for
to go
that.
up and down
Yep.
those stairs.
All
Man.
right.
There he had to get up. Here, let's get this back on the right camera.
that. There we go. So apparently,
Five things CNN.
I don't. Water rescues, flash flood issue, emergencies.
At least 36 people have been pulled from floodwaters in Uvalde County. Now I have to ask you something. If you live in, like, okay, for example, there's places in Victoria that flood. Riverside Park. What's that? Greens Edition.
Yeah.
There's places that flood. How many of you people in Victoria, be humble, but be confident, are going to have to be pulled from raging floodwaters? I mean, do you not know when it's really, really raining to go to higher ground? I mean, this to me seems almost like social Darwinism. Like some of these people probably need to drown. What you see it happens every time.
Yeah.
There's some idiot driving their Ford Escape and thinks they can go through 4 foot deep water because they need to get over there to spend their SNAP money. These people are stupid. Turn around, don't drown is about as polite as you can make it.
And the summer camp, same sort of thing again. I saw something else here too. Apparently, according to on CNN's website, and I don't want to click the link because I might not be able to. It might screw something up. But apparently, they had to rescue a child who's in a snorkel mask from the floodwaters in the hill country. I don't quite get it.
I heard her.
But anyway.
Yeah, I don't understand. It is interesting. When I was driving through yesterday,
Memories are short.
there was a staging of, we have the Constitution office over here, and there was a staging of little ribs, rigid hull, inflatable boats,
Zodiac
things like
type
that,
of
little
things.
Zodiac type boats. They were there. We have a guest. Yeah, I'm excited. Super. Just bring it's like a working ranch. Just trot her on through the chute. She'll be fine. Come on through, ma'am. Got your
There's
microphone
your
over there.
microphone right there.
Come on over.
Come on through.
Yeah. Look at that. She almost went right under the camera. That's great. That mic's dead right now. You have to be uncomfortably close. She's done a lot of media work. I've done some research on this lady. We're going to talk to her. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good this morning. How are you?
Good. Did you drive in from Rockport?
Yes, I did.
Is that home for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Well, we appreciate you making the trek this morning. I'm Ash. This is Brent. Thank you for joining the show.
We're just the ne'er-do-wells that run the program. We're not like fill-ins. We're like, this is as good as it's going to get.
Hey, I'm good with this.
There you go. So you
There's
got
your
a camera right there.
so you can talk to all your constituents.
And we have
say
it
hi.
up here. Katie Jackson. I loved her work in Charlie's Angels. Always thought she was taller. State Republican Executive Committee. And what I know, and I visited with yesterday, is that you are the partner counterpart of our own Bill Posey, who's revered in these parts.
Yes, I am.
You didn't ride your bike in with your dog pulling you by a leash, did you?
No, I
Okay.
like my ribs the way they are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amen.
You didn't want you
Amen.
didn't want them rearranged a little bit.
Yeah, we
I'm good.
we got the whole deal of too soon. It's too soon. You can't make that joke. And Bill Posey would have it no other way.
No, he would not.
I did make the comment when Bill was on the shelf. I said, the man's been through about 5 named wars. He is not going to succumb to a bicycle accident.
Yeah, everybody's like, is Bill going to be okay? I'm like, he's a retired SEAL. He's fine.
He's fine.
Met the guy?
He's actually embraced
He went to the
pain.
hospital for Barbara. Let's be honest.
Right, absolutely. He's like, yeah, I've got 2 broken ribs. There's no reason to go in. They can't do
Yeah.
anything about it. No.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of Motrin. He's fine.
There you go.
I did not expect his recovery to be as swift. I mean, anybody else that happened to,
I
they're
would-
still in the hospital.
I'd milk that for months. I'd be on temporary disability at work, the whole thing. Tell us.
So we've got a lot of listeners. We're on
yeah.
we're on
So
we're
many
on
places.
we're on the Access Channel in Corpus Christi, so we're down in your neighborhood. What are some of the
KTMB.
pressing issues that affect your region of Texas that you're involved in and you're looking to see? Because we're going to get into the kind of the party platform for the state, but what are some of the issues that you see affecting
besides
your-
water.
your coastal region of Texas besides the water? And hopefully these rains will help.
Yeah,
fix some of
well,
that.
I'm hoping all this rain ends up in Lake Corpus Christi, so we can alleviate some of that issue.
I think it's
and
pushing about 35% full as of this morning. I
well,
saw.
it's better
So,
than a puddle.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
coming. It's all going to
Yeah.
end up there. The Nueces River is like raging.
And that's I mean, we're not going to be able to keep that water, but at least it's flowing and it's moving, and which is what we need. Because moving water, the best thing about moving water is it decreases your mosquito count.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's always my big issue is mosquitoes. I think the big issues for Senate District 18 area is they're more rural issues to me. They're more land rights, obviously property taxes, and those more kitchen table.
Lois
Issues.
Kolkhorst, also your state
Yes,
senator.
best state senator.
I
in the
think she's
state.
fantastic.
I think
Yes.
she's done a
She's
great job.
fabulous. She is the be all end all of what you want for those big bills that the lieutenant governor says, Lois, please carry this. And she goes, okay.
I do
It happens.
feel like when you look at and our own, like in the House, our own AJ Louderback has really had a rapid ascent in responsibility. And I don't want to use the word, but I will because it's applicable, and power. He's really garnered a lot of power with his effectiveness.
I think he got more accomplished for this district in one term than we've seen in
Ever.
in
Ever.
a decade or so.
And timing is everything, right? He stepped in and got it done. But when I look at Senator Kolkhorst, it seems like she's more like Hunter, like she's the one that really just shy of lieutenant governor. It's like she's the boss.
Yes.
It's like I think people in Austin look and say, well, what's Lois say about this?
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I think she carries much clout.
Yeah.
And much what's the word I'm looking for?
Gravitas.
Yeah, we could use
don't talk
gravitas.
Latin.
We could use gravitas. I mean, I'm okay with the Latin thing this
So-
morning. It's
but
good. I've had a pot of coffee. I'm good
There
with
you
Latin.
go. Yeah.
I feel
I'm
that
at half
she's
a
very
pot.
subtle about it. She doesn't beat you up, but I think if she's in a committee meeting and she says no, then I think, okay, well, let's move on. I think they understand
Yeah.
that Lois has the reach.
Yes.
And we're very fortunate to call her friend here at the program. And what I'm always amazed about, and I don't know if it's just a South Texas thing, but both she and Representative Louderback and all of our local officials. I got a call yesterday from Jesus Garza, just checking in, hadn't talked to him in a while. Our elected people and our public servants, if you will, like our city manager, are the most accessible people anywhere. If you don't talk to Lois or AJ, it's because you're not calling them, because they'll call you back.
Yeah, it's I do have to go do a good for AJ. He's not my representative, although when I last saw him, I said, well, sir, redistricting is coming, and I think you should make sure that Representative Hunter knows that Aransas County wants you.
Right.
Okay, it's me, but Aransas County wants you. And the first thing he did was give me a cell phone.
Absolutely.
Are you feeling in Aransas County, is there a disconnect between because that district is really dominated by Corpus Christi issues, is it not? And
Yes.
so and are you feeling maybe a little bit left out down there, or do the constituents feel a little bit silenced maybe, or ignored just because Corpus takes so much of that attention?
I can say Representative Hunter does pay a lot of attention to what Aransas County wants, needs, and desires.
Good.
I do believe, though, that he is constrained by everything around him.
And he has a lot of stroke. I'm not sure anybody in the Texas House is, he decides what's on the agenda and how it gets funded.
Yes.
I mean, he's the
Yes.
guy.
Yeah, obviously we don't know what he's going to have this next legislative session as a chairmanship, because he will be a chair. But when he ran calendars, I mean, he's the guy who says, "Yep, we're going to listen to this. Nope, we're not going to listen to this. Nope." And on and on and on. So
Kathleen Leiniger is the person who helped us get together.
Yeah.
And she just said Senate District 18 has some excellent representatives on all levels, and that you've got a great background that you bring to the table. How did you get to where now you're like, it's like I try to get out, they keep dragging me back in. How did you get involved at this level?
Well, a little bit of background. Okay, I'm a 26-year Navy veteran. And during those 26 years, I could not be political. So that's the first thing I did when I got out, was got political. Okay, I opened my mouth. I mean, I remember when, the president came down the escalator and we were all out in the smoking area afterward. And I was in Japan at the time. I wasn't even in the United States. And he goes, and one of the guys says, so at the time, senior chief, what do you think? I said, we need a businessman. Let's go. And it's been that ever since. So I got in to politics. I started as a city council person, did that for 2 years. And then I took some time off, and then I was the county chair.
In Aransas County?
In Aransas County.
Were you on the city council at the time that county judge commandeered that fire truck and drove it around town?
No, that was while I was still active duty. Everybody had to tell me that. And I'm like, you're kidding me.
Yeah, he got all liquored up and
Yeah.
took a fire truck and drove it around town.
And not speaking bad about everybody, but when you're in the good old boys network, that stuff happens. And everybody just laughs it off and thinks it's funny
And there's
when
no
it's
repercussions.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
It's scary. So anyway, I ended up losing my rebid for county chair and went, you know what, I'm going to run for SREC because the seat was going to be open because Cheryl decided she was stepping down. And that's where we find us today.
So
what is the state Republican executive?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What do you do?
Well, what we do is to put it in a couple of words, we're the board of directors for the Republican Party when we're not in convention. So we make the decisions, we do this, we do that, budget, finance, resolutions, we act, and then also we act on what the delegates at the convention said, this is what we want.
So do you try to hold them to the party platform that was voted on at convention in the summer and make sure that the state, our elected leaders are
Yes,
reaching those
that's
goals?
one of the things that we do is we push the legislative priorities. We have a huge committee that just goes. It's hard for me to talk nicely sometimes because I'm a sailor, but we all go just batshit. You fill in the word and say this is what we.
You can say crazy on the
said
air.
the word.
That
Oh,
was the
I
worst.
said the word.
God, I'm so sorry to anybody who
No,
I may have
love it.
offended.
You didn't offend anybody. Our
Okay,
audience
good.
gets it.
Good. I'm glad. sometimes my mouth does run away with me. But yeah, we make sure the legislature knows this is what we want. This is what we want. This is what we want. This is what your people want. And we go with that along with the other things that, like for me, once again, rural.
Yeah.
Make sure my big thing being rural is that we get forgotten about. It's, El Paso, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, all the big cities.
Yeah.
Well, what keeps Texas red is us.
That's right.
So pay attention to us and make us happy too. It can't just be,
8 primary legislative goals decided at convention.
Yes.
That was earlier this month, I think.
It's just pretty boilerplate stuff.
But
right?
I want to ask you one question though, because
Yes,
it's not one here. Where do you stand on Democrats being appointed to committee chairs? Did the party express some displeasure with that at convention? Because when I talk to Republicans that I know, they're a little fed up with Democrats having as much influence.
I strongly believe we are the majority party. Therefore, we chair the committee. It works in Congress. That's how it works in almost every state, as far as I know. So why are we? I understand the political give and take, and we got to make some people. And don't get me wrong, I understand that. Then give them a vice chair. Give them something else. They should not be running the show.
No, I agree.
The
They're still
people
elected.
making the reports should be the reigning party, if you will. I've got a buddy that I trust 100%, and which is hard to say since he's in politics, but he's a lobbyist.
Mm-hmm.
And I've asked him, I go, I just don't understand the bipartisan committees. I mean, if the state is somewhat overwhelmingly red, why do we, oh, come on. I know you're a communist, but we want to let you have your say too.
Mm-hmm.
And he just said at the state level, and I've heard this from our former state rep, Jeannie Morrison, as well.
Mm-hmm.
At the state level, if you don't reach across the aisle, you just don't get anything done.
Until we get 100 representatives in the Texas House, we have to be nice. Once we get to 100, that gives us supermajority, and then we can run the gamut.
Right.
So right now we're at 88. I do know that Senator Burrows is embracing the 90 for 90, which is 90 representatives for the 90th legislation, which is great. Why aren't we going for 100?
Right.
Why aren't we going for just take the full vote and just
see? Because he's not going for 100, because if he does, then he's saying to the Democrats, I want a supermajority so I don't have to deal with you, and then nothing gets done because they're mad at it.
And then we have to listen to people like
Jean Wu.
What's her name? Erin, starts with a Z. Is Wiener, Joe Jones, all of these people just going on and on and on
It's
and on
unbelievable.
and ridiculous points of order, and we can't get anything discussed because they're doing what they do.
It's one thing I love when I go and I sit in the gallery and the guy, the guy will get up and say, does the gentleman yield? The gentleman yields. For what purpose? Blah, blah, blah. And then some Democrat just starts babbling on. And I love, because our representative AJ will just kind of get up, he kind of stretches, and then he just walks out, like this is going to be a waste of my ear time. So I'm going to the snack bar.
I've loved watching AJ.
He's awesome.
Just his presence. Because, he's a sheriff for I'm not sure how many years, probably 100.
Well, he's got that 50 caliber machine gun mounted to his desk. I mean, you know that he means business.
But just looking at him, I didn't, not knowing any of his background, he's got that presence. He's got that. Even when you take the hat off, he's still got the presence. I'm not putting up with your crap.
Yeah, no, that's right. He's the Chuck Norris of the Texas House.
There you go.
We really are proud to have him. I was there one day. And I didn't know any better, but I think he actually initiated the call. He called me from the floor before they had come to order, and I'm in the gallery on my phone, and a page walks up and says, sir, you can't be on your phone in here. And I, without even taking it from my ear, I just pointed down and AJ waved. The guy goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. You, go ahead. Sorry, sir. Yeah.
He did that just to try to get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Probably.
He probably did.
Of the legislative goals that the Republican Party set at convention in June, what do you think are the most important? There are 8 of them, and we'll try to get to all 8 if we can.
Tell me what they are. You secure Texas elections, makes sense. Eliminate property taxes.
That one seems like it's been there forever.
Border enforcement, protect Texas kids. These are very broad things.
Yes.
Protect life, secure sovereignty and infrastructure. That means we're going to build our own highways and secede from the nation. Don't Sharia our Texas. Brilliant. And also enforced with federal law. Ban taxpayer-funded lobbying. So tell me about taxpayer-funded lobbying and how you see that kind of going awry.
I see that going awry the most within the school systems. In all honesty, I mean, having been part of a small city council, we can't afford to pay somebody to go represent us. And if I would have had to, as a city council person, I go and I speak to everybody, right? Well, that's my gas, my hotel, my food. The city doesn't reimburse me. Okay, so I'm spending out of my pocket, which, if someone would have asked me to, I would have, because that's part of being a servant leader, is you do what you have to represent your people. But when it comes to education, I roll my eyes every time anybody talks about it, because their TASB, and I know there's another one, they're all about them. They don't care about the kids. They're all about the people they represent, which is the teachers. They don't represent the children. In fact, Randy Weingartner, who was that? She runs a national one. She's all about the teachers. She doesn't care about the kids. We want people who care about the kids, and that is not lobbyists.
When you start, when you hear people say, so and so, this program is free. And I always say, well, interject or, insert this program is taxpayer funded. It's not free.
No.
When you deal with the schools, you have to basically say the industry of education.
Yes.
Because there is no getting around the industry of education.
Or the indoctrination of our children. And I mean, I can't help but think there's a correlation between the folks that are now trying to take over the Democrat Party, which doesn't exist as we knew it 30 years ago, and the communists. I refuse to call them Democrat socialists. That's the label they want because it softens the blow. The communists have taken this over because they have been educated by the education system in this country that has existed for the last 40 years. And they're soft on Marxism. They're soft on communism. They think the collective is the best thing and that the government can take better care of the people than people can. And they've absolved all individual responsibility. And that's who's running the Democrat Party now. And that's who's taking over cities like New York. And they've never had to work a day in their life. And most of these folks that have championed this are privileged.
Yeah, they're the young wealthy.
Yeah.
And here's what I've learned about the far left. It's not that they care about the poor. It's that they hate the rich.
Yes.
And that's the reality.
And they are rich. There's the irony. A lot of them have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at what's going on in Congress now, every time they talk, they keep bumping up those levels to get them exempt or included at their salary levels in Congress and the Senate before anybody's taxed.
Yes.
They used to talk, if you're making over $100,000, then you need to be paying your fair share. Oh, wait a minute. We're making almost 200. We got to bump that up. Yeah. So if you're making over 250, you've got to pay your fair share. It's just, and it's so obvious and blatantly obvious, and nobody calls them out on it.
No, nobody does. Or if people do, then they're, of course, shot down, doxxed, blah, 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 blah.
So as we move towards the session that'll start in the spring, what do you have going right now that that keeps you busy as the SRAC, as the
Since-
person?
Since this is my first term on SREC, I am digesting the bylaws. I'm digesting the rules. I'm making sure I understand how it works. That's my thing. How does it work? And then let's go. I don't just jump in and go, and I'll figure it out later. Nah, I got to understand it first. But what we're doing district-wide is we're getting all of our voter registration drives ready to go. We're making contact with all the elected officials now that the primary's over, and doing all the build-up to start. We're kind of late August. Now it's time. The biggest thing we have to avoid is voter fatigue and volunteer fatigue. So you figure around Labor Day is when we get started, and we just go, and we're door knocking, and we're calling, and we're this. Well, we got to do all the prep work first.
Yeah.
Who are my volunteers? What can they do for me? What can I do for them to make them successful? We'll be having. I know that we're pushing the Abbott Impact app right now, so that we can do good door knocking and texting and calling and. We're talking to people about signs. We're doing all the prep work. Right
Talarico going to go down. Paxton going to beat him.
Oh, yeah. I think Paxton's going to beat him hands down because, and I love this from Michael Quinn Sullivan, low T Jimmy. Okay. I mean, all he does is put his foot in his mouth.
Yeah.
That's all he does. He is the epitome of, I'm not going to say that term that just popped in my head.
Right. That's fair.
But
I like the I watch his ads. He got that ad of him walking out of the little convenience store with the paper bag, and he brags about how that while he was in the House that he helped pass the biggest tax cuts ever and all that. And the tax cuts passed because of the Republicans. Yeah. And he just happened to be there. And I mean, I haven't pulled his voting record, but I imagine if you go look at it, he's probably never met a tax he didn't like.
I'm still figuring out what those tax cuts were.
Yeah.
Okay. Because let's look at it straight. Okay. It was $140,000 on your school taxes. That's it. So who's paying for it? We are. Yeah. So how did our taxes go down? They didn't. What they went down for really were people 65 and over, or people that have that freeze. Yeah. So I'm still waiting for some serious tax reform.
And that's one of the top agenda items or priorities. Mm-hmm. Do you see any headway being made in the 2027 legislative session on property taxes? I know you're trying, establishing or eliminating them. But how do you get there? And I guess the other question is, as a fiscal conservative, I'm a little frustrated that $50 billion in surpluses the last two legislative sessions have completely been spent.
Yes. And
we haven't really seen.
$50 billion is a lot of money, even in the day of the trillionaire.
The way that I see it, and this is how I ran on SREC is one of the things I was running on, is that we simply eliminate school taxes first. If the state government is going to determine who teaches, what they teach, how they teach it, all the administration that for some reason all these schools need, then they should be paying for it. Because that's not decided on the local level. That's decided on the state level.
It's the unfunded mandate.
Yes.
But but it's such a huge chunk. About 50% of our budget goes to schools.
48.
Where do we make up that shortfall? How do we make up that shortfall if we get rid of property taxes?
Surplus.
Is there enough there?
It would take a little bit of creative financing.
So cutting a bunch of fluff from the budget would help?
Yeah. Well, Don Huffines, that takes us right into Don Huffines. I am so excited he's taking over on August 1st because he's going to doge the Texas government. Last legislative session, Representative Capriglione ran the Doge committee in the House. Well, they looked at regulations and how things are done, which are important, yes. But what came out of all of that? 2 new committees out of the governor's office. That's money spent, not money saved.
Right.
So
we've had Don on the program.
Don,
he's a very engaging guy.
I think he is going to be a great comptroller. I think he's a perfect fit for the job. and I think he's going to find every last penny that somebody's wasting.
Good.
I really do. And I think that's where we're also going, because then that'll decrease other things and decrease this and in the whole thing. I mean, it's because there's no one thing when it comes to anything economic. It's
When you look at the governor, and remember, we're live. I'm going to put you on the spot.
oh crap.
So Ash and I think I can't imagine you've ever voted for anybody else. We always vote for Greg Abbott. I mean, and at the same time, I've always been the first to say that Greg puts up his finger and sees which way the political wind is blowing, and then he shapes his narrative to make sure those people are happy. Greg is very in tune with the idea that if I'm not elected, I can't do what I want to do. He's got a huge war chest. Some have said he may even try to run for president in 28. I don't think so. But I think he's got a better job being governor. But do you foresee Greg Abbott literally digging in at some point and saying, I'm going to do this, this, and this simply because it's right, as opposed to weighing? I feel like he weighs everything politically. Can I do this and get reelected?
Since January, let's call it January. Every time I see a post on X about Governor Abbott's going to do this, I reply, "Oh, it's election season," and stop right there.
That's right.
We're visiting with Katie Jackson on the State Republican Executive Committee.
Those of you on radio, otherwise it's right there on your screen.
He's seems like he's a little bit flip-flopped on data centers. Are you concerned that I mean, I don't know how you stop them. I know there's concerns about water, but I think as a state, and I know there's folks that want to regulate them, but I think if we don't embrace them in some way, the state is missing out on the next economic.
They're coming, right? They're coming either way.
They're coming whether we want them or not, right?
Yeah.
Now,
and they're already here. Let's not make a mistake.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that fact.
The thing that I have about data centers is that I'm not worried about the water use because most of them are now closed loop cooling. Fabulous.
Right.
We require them to bring their own power. Fabulous. Any extra gets sold into the grid, even better.
Like it.
Okay, like it. Noise. Okay, I don't think they should be in
Your neighborhood.
home areas. They should be out in the North 40 somewhere.
Well, we've
Or
talked
an
about
industrial area.
go out
of
into
cities.
the Permian Basin, the vastness of state-owned land, build a couple of nuclear power plants out in the middle of nowhere, which is literally everything west of Marfa, and go out there and put your data centers in. I don't understand the problem, and find a way to charge those people for being here. Let's make some money off of it.
The only issue with going out in the middle of nowhere, West Texas, right, is that you still have to have people working at those data centers. So where do they live? What's their quality of life? Think about, sometimes you got to think about the other side because, well, we want Texans, not HB1 visa recipients manning those data centers.
Right.
Well, people don't live there. So, but more people for a good pay will drive a half hour, 45 minutes to get way out of town. I think they would be much more advantageous for Texas than any wind farm.
But that almost exposes the fallacy. Well, if you have the jobs, people will come. And that's what you hear all the time from.
BJ Nelson says, remember, you have to have people working there. They have to have lives. Well,
Yes.
not if you give them an extra $1 an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, they have no problem going out to Atascosa County in the middle of those places.
7
for oil
on,
work.
7 off. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
that work on oil rigs and come home.
I would love to do 7 on, 7 off if I was still working. I am retired.
Good for you.
Yeah. Once I got done with the Navy, I said, I'm not working for the man. I'm done. But the people working there are going to have some kind of quality of life, but 7 and 7, or even a fire department, 2 and 3, 2 and 4, 4 and 3, I mean, there's a million ways to work it out, but that's not
$20 an hour and a keg of Michelob.
Partner with the Shiner Brewery and give them a case of free beer every month.
No, but that you say it, you might actually have a small city pop up out there. But the power
data
plant,
center, Texas.
The power plant thing intrigues me because you can put the data centers out there and use their electric bill, if you will, to offset the cost of building the plant. And then the surplus energy, which could be immense, could go into our separate electric grid. And Texans' electric bills could go down,
which would be amazing and be fabulous. I wish we had. I'm pro nuke. Okay,
sure.
I know nuke is safe. I know that.
Were you ever on a ship?
I was on 4 different ships, 2 of them nuclear carriers, and I have stood next to the kettle, as we call it, the kettle, and I have actually measured that for radiation against being on the flight deck.
I noticed when you walked in, you had a slight glow, but it looks good on you. Seriously,
thank you. But right next to the reactor was way less than it was on the flight deck.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's nothing. Nuclear is.
It's just fear. People are scared of it. They
3 Mile Island, Chernobyl.
I
understand, but that was back in the 80s. We're a little past the 80s.
Well,
now.
the other one was aging Russian infrastructure,
Yes.
Soviet infrastructure, which didn't help. And 3 Mile Island, I can't remember. I was young.
And the distance that we've put between ourselves and the stigma of atomic. When people think about, it's like a nuclear bomb. Well, it's not a nuclear bomb. It's
and the reactors are smaller now in a lot of cases.
A lot
it's
of
more
portable,
scalable.
military has portable nuclear reactors.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
brilliant.
you don't need these big, huge things with the great, big, huge towers anymore. Here, take this and make
You
100
just need controlled
megawatts.
fusion.
Andrew Alvarez does bring up a point, though, with the data centers that once the construction's done, there really aren't a lot of jobs associated with them. So they're temporary jobs. So, when I hear a politician say, this is going to create hundreds of jobs. Well, no, it's not really. It will be for a second, but unless we're continually building them everywhere.
It is funny, though, how people say, I don't want it in my neighborhood. And then when you say, well, let's put it out in the sticks. What about their quality of life? I mean, you can't have everything all the time. It's like if there was oil in Antarctica, get a coat.
Yeah.
We're going to go find some oil.
Yeah. And the thing is that, a lot of people, in my opinion, everything is speculation. We're speculating. We're trying to predict the future. And you cannot predict the future. Let's say take a data center has, let's say, 2 shifts of 20 employees, and let's say they work 7 and 7. Okay, that doesn't mean you're bringing money into that area. That means you're bringing money into where they live.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So but this data center here
probably going to be valued though at more than the farm field or the ag, because they're going to get the ag exemption and all that.
Are we missing an opportunity to create a little town called Data Center, Texas?
Yes, we are. In some ways.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be cool. I mean, I've been to Starbase, Texas.
There you go. Yeah.
But
what do you think real estate's doing down there?
But if you eliminate property taxes, then that property isn't.
Spoiler alert! It's a wonderfully romantic tagline to say we're going to eliminate property taxes. They ain't going anywhere because they work. Unfortunately,
I think Florida's on the verge or trying very hard. It'll be interesting to see how they accomplish it.
I would almost rather have Florida work on it and then us follow best practices.
Yeah. Where do you stand on the vouchers? Because there's a lot of talk this legislative session that they're going to expand the voucher program from the 100,000 people that are kids that were allowed to be involved in it this time around. I think they should wait. I don't think it needs to be expanded yet. Let's see how this works before we pour more money into it and give another 100,000 kids an opportunity.
I am of that same opinion. How did it work? How did it happen? Who did it go to? What's our return on investment? Essentially, we're looking for the return on investment.
And now they're mad because they didn't read the fine print or listen to it. Well, they said we'd get $30,000. No, it was up to, but and people are offended on their behalf who aren't.
I don't have any skin in that game simply because my kids are 30.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay, but
you still pay taxes.
I still pay taxes, so it's still, So the question becomes then: are my taxes return? It's all about return on investment. Okay, I'm a child of the 80s. What's in it for me? Right. So what am I getting back as a taxpayer from all these kids getting out of what we have to assume are crappy schools? We don't know. I don't know.
That's right.
I don't go rate every school and go to their, thousands of schools.
And we have good ones and we have bad ones. We have some in the middle, but when Texas continually languishes in the bottom third of the nation in almost every survey of metrics for education, we're not doing it well.
No.
And I've said, if this helps fix it, then why not?
Yeah.
But, you know, and everybody, well, that's money that could go to public ed. So your only solution to fixing the problems in this state is throwing more money at it and not really fixing the problems. That's the Democrat solution. Throw money.
Which is a typical government solution.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely.
Is let's throw money at it. Now, TEA, I think TEA is starting to turn around a little bit on, I mean, there was the Bluebonnet program that they came up with. I read through some of that, and it's a whole lot better than what's going on right now. But
what I find funny on that one, and I did a little research on this, I wasn't sure if we were going to get to this or not. And for those of you on Magic, thank you for tuning in. For those of you on Facebook and YouTube, I'll continue on a little bit longer. But I think we were spending like $1.5 billion on textbook purchases. And I think the Houston Chronicle yesterday or the other day pointed something out that we're spending $8 million in fixing errors that were found in this Bluebonnet program. Yet the total cost of the Bluebonnet program will save, from my rough math, anywhere from $200 million to $500 million over the course of the same time that we would be spending $1.5 billion on textbooks. So they don't point that out. Well, we're spending $8 million to fix the errors. Okay, well, we're fixing the errors. But part of that $1.5 billion that we used to spend, the textbook companies they paid for those errors themselves. Well, no, we paid for it because we paid the $1.5 billion, and in that $1.5 billion was the cost of covering their errors and such. But we're saving hundreds of millions. I want to see where that savings goes and what the state does with it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in all honesty, I want kids today to have the same education I had, because I learned critical thinking and analysis from a very young age, of which kids are not learning that anymore. They're not learning critical analysis. They're not learning how to take all of the information and make a thesis.
They're told what to think, not how to think.
Yes. Because, I mean, if it wouldn't have been for a couple of things, one, the education system at the time, and then two, Title IX, I would not be standing here.
Right.
I would not be standing here.
Are you in the fortunate half of the Aransas area that has Michael Cloud still as your congressman? You got Monica De La Cruz.
Michael Cloud and his entire staff know that I'm unhappy. I will no longer be able to vote for him.
Right.
And so is Todd Hunter.
There you go.
But we are embracing Monica and the other side.
I think she's doing fine.
I know that she kind of lines with Michael. I mean, last time that I spoke to Michael was at the convention, and we talked about water, because we're in South Texas and we talk about water. But one of the other times I talked to him, I said, I love the way you've grown in your seat.
100%.
He's just become this absolutely fabulous. I'm ready for him to take over the Freedom Caucus, get those guys back on track. Is he going to do it? Really doesn't matter to me. It would be cool.
What I like how he does it is he doesn't try to grasp all the media attention and the sound bites. He does it kind of behind the scenes and gets people moving in the right direction.
I like that he does not speak in sound bites. He does not speak in sound bites. They are full thoughts.
Yeah, he's really good.
And he's awesome. And so we're hoping when redistricting happens after the next census, we get him back. Not that we don't like Monica, but Michael's awesome. He's just awesome.
Well, let me tell you this. It's just very refreshing to have you come in, find somebody that says, just ask me anything. I want to reserve the right to have you come back in.
Oh, yeah. I would love to come back.
And somebody who throws a bat crazy out there.
I like that.
And self-censors her on the wrong word.
I says, you fill in the blank. Don't say crazy. You can't say crazy on the radio.
That wasn't one of George Carlin's 7
you
words.
You can pretty much get away with it here.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you, appreciate what you do, and you came highly recommended, and you did not disappoint. So,
well, thank you very much for letting me come and chat with y'all.
Absolutely. We'll have you back on as we get closer to the session, and maybe during the session to tell us what's really going on.
I do plan on being hard and heavy in the session. I've actually thought about getting a short-term let out there so that I can just be there once the action starts, not in the beginning when everybody's just filing stuff and waiting. And
just go sleep down on 6th Street. It's it's accepted now. It's just take a pillow, go down there and just blend in. Somebody will bring you food.
You are a very funny man.
I'm with you.
I like my watertight integrity the way it is. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. And when you talk to Lois Colcourse or her office, tell her that it's time for her to come on the program.
Okay.
We'd love to.
It's been a
we'd love
while.
to have
I'll
her.
be speaking
It
with
has
her
been a
office
while.
real
Yeah.
soon.
So,
Right.
folks, we're at the top of the hour. We've got to move forward, but we are really appreciative of Katie Jackson coming in this morning. Wish you safe travels. Thanks for driving up. Did it rain on you on the way up?
No, but I did see lightning.
Okay. Well, that's a bonus.
Yeah, but it was all going towards the Gulf. I
There
wanted
you
it
go.
to stay inland and
I
get us all wet.
We need more.
Yeah.
Folks,
All right.
thanks a lot for tuning in. It is the top of the hour. We wish you nothing but the best. Be safe on the roads. Call Allen's Regular Service. We owe some sponsors some love tomorrow, but this is it from the Atzenhofer studio, where for over 100 years, Atzenhofer has been Victoria's dealership. Bye-bye, folks.
Bye, folks.